Welcome to the Valley Christian Conservatory online devotions. We all need an encouraging word and inspiration to be more like Jesus. After watching this video, take some time to reflect on what was meaningful to you and any application of what you've learned. Then share your thoughts in the forum. Write at least 3 sentences and allow others to be uplifted by your comments. May the people sharing and the message they bring touch your spirit and strengthen your heart.
Hey everybody, if I have not met you before, my name is Iain Roush. I work in the media arts department, which you can see the movie posters behind me. We talk a lot about film here. And for this devotional, I wanted to talk, since Christmas, I've been thinking a lot about the Magi, about the 3 kings, the wise men, whatever we call them. Rightly, when we talk about Christmas and the Advent and Jesus God becoming man, we spend a lot of time thinking about the humility of the manger scene, which I think is, again, absolutely correct. Like, God broke history by sending the most powerful being into this place of, filth and very basic humanity, and that, is obviously an absolutely critical part of the story. But I think what then happens is, like, we start to sing songs like We Three Kings or whatever, and just kind of skip right over the fact that these kings came and visited Jesus. And the reason that's significant to me is I've been thinking about, like, these were kind of big deals, right? It's like King Herod learns that they're coming through and is scared. He's like, wait, what are you guys doing here? Tell me more about this king you're coming to visit. And so there's some very significant characters. And so I highly doubt that they show up at Jesus' house. And as far as I can make out, Jesus probably was not at the manger. He might have been 3, 4, maybe even older by the time they actually arrived. But I doubt they show up and they're like, hey, here's this like small commemorative gold coin and the frankincense and myrrh sampler pack so you can smell what it smells like. I think they probably brought a lot of gold. If they're recognizing that a king is born, they probably brought a lot of gold, a lot of frankincense, a lot of myrrh. And so the question that I've been thinking about is sort of like, well, what happened to that? I'm going to slight digression for those of you interested. There are theories that, like, the money, they sold it, or it was used to, like, bankroll their flight to Egypt when the Holy Family goes to Egypt. And if you want to go down a really interesting rabbit hole that sounds 100% crazy, but it's actually probably just 90% crazy, is that there are traditions that hold that Jesus actually went to England. Joseph of Arimathea, who we read is the guy that owns the tomb that Jesus was buried in, tradition holds that was Jesus' uncle who ran aluminum mines in England. And so there actually was some travel between Jerusalem, Israel, and what at that point I guess was Britannia. And so it's not totally out there. And so that could have been some of the money used to do that as well. I don't actually believe that. But if you've ever wondered why, like, in the Holy Grail stories, the Grail is in England, that's another reason why Joseph of Arimathea took it back with him. Anyway, neither here nor there. The big question, what happened to all the gold, all the money that Jesus was given? And I don't actually have a answer to that question. But the thing that I've been thinking about is that as we think about these incredible gifts given to Jesus, at least one conclusion we can draw is that a part of Christ's likeness is to receive richly. Now, obviously, Jesus says it's better to give than to receive. There's no argument here, but he doesn't say to receive is bad. And in fact, if we look at the grand sweep of the history, biblical history, I think there's a lot of support for this. We look at the garden narrative, right? What is God's initial interaction with man? It's like, I've given you all this stuff. right? Man, we are designed to receive richly. And then that's the story of Israel, right? God is constantly like, please just look at what I've given to you. Please just accept the gift that I have for you. But they're always like, no, we want the other thing instead. And so there really is an element of training ourselves to receive what God has given. And I think we are imitating Christ when we do that well. And so I say all this because especially as teachers, as faculty and staff, or whatever role you're doing here at Valley, we are. I mean, I think the mindset typically people aren't teachers because for the glory or for the fame. There's a servant's heart that is, I think, required for everybody that comes here. And as you give up weekends or evenings or other time, right, there is a very giving spirit that teachers could very easily be consumed by, such that I think we stop seeing and spending time meditating on the gifts that we've been given. And so my encouragement, I guess, the point of this Devo is just to spend time. One, recognizing the gifts that we've been given. I sometimes will just write out things I'm grateful for, to train my eyes to see them as they happen. I'm not very good at that, but that's one approach to it. And other things that I think are worthwhile is looking at where are we resistant to receiving gifts. Are there people in our lives that are wanting to offer things, but for whatever reason we're saying no? There might be good reasons for that, but if there's not, it can be a really, I think, important spiritual discipline to say, yes, I see the thing that is coming my way, and with grateful and open arms, I receive it. Because that certainly is, right, there is no greater gift than Jesus Christ, right? John 3:16, for God so loved the world that he gave. And if we are unable to receive, if we have hearts and minds untrained to receive, I think that it puts our ability to see the gift that Jesus is at risk. Certainly we can't, I don't think, jeopardize our salvation that way. So my encouragement is to see Jesus for the gift that he is, to receive the gifts that God is placing into your life, and to hopefully go in peace.